Good morning, everyone. Mayor Wilder here from the City of North Canton. Thank you for joining me this morning. I want to get right into giving you some updates as to what's going on in the City of North Canton. I think finally the parents are ready for our parks to be open. Today, Wednesday the 10th, our city park and playgrounds have been reopened. However, the restrooms will remain closed at this time. Cleaning again is a real large challenge for us, and we are just not prepared to come in and clean those restrooms every 2 hours and under the EPA specifications. So please just bear with mind that thank goodness the parks are open and the playgrounds are too. Just so you understand too, we have 1 full-time park personnel and we have 5 part-time or seasonal who are maintaining our 10 parks, our city parks. So that's why it's very hard for us to keep sanitizing all our playground equipment and the restrooms. All we're suggesting is for you to continue wearing your face coverings. That's strongly recommended. Maintain your physical distancing in our parks. No large congregations of people, and use. I'm suggesting for families to bring handy wipes of some kind that you can clean your children's hands and face when they're done playing on the playground equipment. We do have that inspected every year, and we have a certified inspector employed with the city. That's one of his responsibilities, to check our playground equipment every year and throughout the year. And again, just manage your own personal health checks. If you don't feel fit that you can go outside and be healthy and active, maybe stay in, monitor your symptoms, but practice your own safe hygiene. That's all we're recommending to you to do. And please understand that the parents, we need you to be there to supervise your children, and please just watch out for them. Enjoy our parks and just continue to be safe. And so that playgrounds are open, finally. Just a note on Apple Grove Engineering. You may have already seen that our Apple Grove is getting its final coat on it. It's a polymer coat, and that's been going on the last 2 days. Hopefully it'll be completed today, Wednesday. We had to wait till the temperature was very, very hot for it to adhere and for it to function as we want it to be. The complete striping will be about 30 days. We have temporary striping up there. Please, thank you for being safe, watching for the workers up there, and complying with the guidance from the police department and trying to get traffic to and from through that area. Our Dogwood Pool is still scheduled to be reopened on July 1st. Pool memberships will go on sale June the 15th with a pre-sale for North Canton residents only, and that's going to start tomorrow, June the 11th. The pool will be only available to members of the YMCA as they begin this season this summer. Those are the last remarks I heard from the YMCA. You can contact them to find out more about your memberships and for using Dogwood Pool this summer. We're scheduled to have that reopened by July 1st. We're finishing up a couple of repairs that we found during reconditioning the pool and getting it ready. And plus, it was a challenge to get personnel to make sure it's going to be safely maintained. So thank you with your patience. On Wednesday, today, June 10th, we were rained out at Price Park last year to repave the west side parking lot on the West Maple side. So that should be going on right now. I haven't been able to get down there, but and on the Glenwood side, that is going to be repaved for our visitors and our residents for Price Park. The Glenwood side is closed, and then the west parking lot. The east parking lot of Price Park is available, where you can park and still use the facilities there. Arrowhead Golf and Event Center. Golf is going well. The grill room is open for outside or inside dining. The pool opened last weekend, and they're suggesting bring your own lounge chairs and towels and equipment. Pool memberships and passes are going fast. From what I heard from the manager out there, there's only a limited supply left. Staff, again, cannot clean the chairs every day, so it's highly suggested for you to bring your own chairs, which I think makes sense for you to be able to maintain your own personal hygiene and cleanliness. So the pool is open and golf is open, and I'm very happy for that. I think it was 2 weeks ago that Governor DeWine mentioned that our city schools and our schools and universities and colleges in Ohio are free to open up in the fall. I don't have any directions on that. We'll wait and see what the boards of education decide on how they're going to open up our schools. I talked about engineering. Right now, we don't have any other major road projects. Every once in a while, we might have a water line break, but just be careful when you're out there with our crews. So I'm glad that the Apple Grove is done. Okay, the North Canton Farmers Market that started a week ago today. We had over 800 people come in from 3 to 7 p.m. We had at least 20, I think 20 some vendors. We were expecting more with nicer weather, but there again, it's calling for rain this afternoon, and we had rain and wind last time, but it went very well. Produce is coming in slow, but the vendors were very thankful for us to have that available for them and the visitors and residents. So I think it's going to be a real big hit for us, and be up there from 3 to 7 today for the, it's at Kmart, the old Kmart parking lot, 1447 North Main Street. And many of the vendors, well, I'm just going to say not many, about 6 vendors told me they had already sold out of their products. And I got there about 5 o'clock. And then they opened up at 3. And I was number 500. So they're very, very anxious to get back and have a fun season for us. So patronize the North Canton Farmers Market from 3 to 7. By the way, from the first hour is reserved primarily for our seniors or at-risk population. That gives them enough time to get in there. We're asking you again, please keep physical distancing, use common sense, wear a face mask is highly recommended, but come up, enjoy, be safe though. Unfortunately, last Thursday we had 2 inches of rainfall in in a very short time. And yes, there was some flooding in our streets. Again, storm sewers can only take so much water at any one time. And we had a few limbs come down from the high winds. Our kudos to our crews that they got out there, our street department. They cleaned up the debris very quickly, and most of the streets receded in a half an hour to an hour. But when the streets are flooded, remember, those storm sewers can clog up from grass clippings or tree or debris from your yard. So what we're asking from, please help us to keep our storm sewers clear and clean. Keep your grass clippings back in your yard, clean them up when you're done. And if you have an opportunity and you see a clogged drain in front of you, you could, if you want to help us clean that up a little bit, that would be beneficial too, especially if it's right in front of your home. If there's any, we had a couple, we think, serious blockages. I checked with our street department. They're going to put their cameras down, and they'll make sure that there's no obstructions in the storm sewers. So we have a couple areas that we're going to be filming over the next week or two to make sure those areas are clean. So thank you for doing that. Well, good news is finally back. I know on June 1st, Governor DeWine opened up the opportunity for weddings and banquets and receptions to reoccur. I know that was on the 1st. I'm sorry, I'm a little late on getting that out to our residents and our people who want to use our facilities. I apologize for that, but as of today, I wanted to make sure that we had our cleaning crews up to date on what they're going to do, and we're still reviewing the setups. But here you go. Wedding receptions can resume, and that's starting today. And they won't be any real packed dance floors or congregating around the the happy couple. Just got to be careful when you're with your physical distancing. This really means that guests can eat and drink while seated. Areas where people congregate, such as dance floors, must remain closed, and guests must be seated at tables of no more than 10, spaced at least 6 feet apart. We're working with that in our configurations at the Dogwood Shelter and at the North Canton Civic Center. However, events will be capped at 300 people. Meanwhile, the ban for mass gatherings larger than 10 people remains in place. I'm thinking mostly for our park and pavilions for that. I think we've had real good success. We haven't had any complaints of anybody using our park pavilions, maintaining their spaces, having a nice picnic or a lunch gathering there or just to sit down and have a cup of coffee with your best friend. That's been going very well, and I want to thank the public for helping us out with that. Let's see. The new guidelines for catering and banquet at the events will be similar to the rules for restaurants and bars, including, again, the 6-foot distancing of the tables, no congregating or milling around in large groups. People will be sitting at a table to eat and drink. Crowd size will be limited to 300. I mentioned that. And again, nothing prevents you from having a reception at your personal home. That still has always been there. Entertainment such as a DJ or band is allowed, but entertainment also must follow the safety guidelines and at the venues. Can't bend the rules on the dance floors, okay? Other congregate areas or seating just because of the entertainment is present. For the rules for the restaurants and bars, again, you have to be seated. No open congregate areas like standing room at the bar. Just maintain your distance, get your beverage, and you can go stand with your friends or just dine accordingly. And let's see, you can dine with a party at least up to 10, but and we're suggesting employees to please wear face coverings at all times, and especially if they're interacting with the public and the customers too. Just practice your safe distancing and your face coverings with help. Here's a little note from the North Canton Library. They have a contest going on, trying for people to register at their website. If the library accomplishes 500,000 minutes of reading, that'll be documented and recorded, and the Friends of the Library are willing to donate $1,000 to the North Canton Cares Pantry, which operates out of the Summit Church right off of Pittsburgh near Apple Grove. So very nice. And I believe they also are prepared to give $1,000 to the Stark County Pet Food Pantry. So, and their Library to Go program is going well. So just go to the website, the library, look at those 2 items up, and have fun. The question came up again about green waste at one of our council meetings and grass clippings. Again, we just want you to try to keep our sidewalks and that out of the curbs and gutters. Try to keep our city clean as much as possible. We're in that cleaning phase of spring to summer. The neighborhoods look very good. I appreciate the people taking pride in their homes and keeping them clean and updated. Kimball, again, is doing a great job. They do pick up everything that you put out the curbside. However, if you have large amounts of debris, whether it's grass or tree limbs or things can be a little too large to put out, that can be taken to the Lake Township Recycle Facility. That's at 1499 Midway Street in Uniontown. That is open to all residents in Stark, Tuscarawas, and Wayne counties. And that is through the Lake Township Recycle Center. They're open only Thursday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturdays from, double check here, that's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that's for Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5, and then Thursday, Friday, 7 to 7. And it is free of charge. Well, there's, as you have been following in the news, there's been quite an outpouring of gatherings regarding the incidents of Black Lives Matter, the unfortunate death of Mr. Floyd, and the gathering of people to express their feelings about the situations that are occurring in our country today. We did have 2 peaceful assemblies last week, one on Thursday, one recently on Sunday. I appreciate the organizers to try to reach out and contact our law enforcement or city administration. We want to make sure things are peaceful. People are allowed to be present and make their message known or statement. All I'm asking is please stay away from profane language. I think that is a civil thing to do, and our intent is to make sure that people have a safe location if they decide to come to our community and make a statement. about what is going on around our country. Much has been asked of me lately from concerned citizens, and also from Chief Kemp. And I just wanted to reassure our public that we have a very proactive police department. I'm very proud of it. As you know, I worked there for 36 years, and I had the opportunity to serve as chief. And I just wanted to double check on a couple things. Governor DeWine mentioned yesterday, he talked about the Ohio Collaborative Community Police Advisory Board. That came out under Governor Kasich and also under the presidency of Barack Obama. That was in 2015, and when I was serving as chief, I made sure our department became a part of the Community Police Relations Program and strengthening that through the Ohio Collaborative Community Police Advisory Group. I am proud to say that we are a certified law enforcement agency in the state of Ohio and in Stark County, and that we have met the 3 stages or groups that have been requested of us. And I just want you to know that we do have these policies in place, and training has occurred. The proper use of force, including deadly force. The recruiting, hiring, and screening of potential law enforcement officer candidates. The implementation of community engagement. The appropriate use of body-worn cameras. The essential training for law enforcement communicators. The collection of data to demonstrate bias-free policing, and the investigation of employee conduct or misconduct. So we have those policies in place. We've been doing that since 2015, and we continue to monitor our performance in our community. We stand, when I say we, the city and our law enforcement agencies here, the North Canton Police Department remains committed to providing law enforcement services to the community with due regard for the racial, cultural, or other differences of those served. It's the policy of the department to provide law enforcement services and to enforce the law equally, fairly, objectively, and equally, and without discrimination toward any individual or group. I've been asked and I'll get this statement out to you all, that I've been asked to defund the police department, and I have no intention of defunding our police department. From the last surveys that I've always have been a part of, our community rates the police department top service in our community. So I want to thank them for their support, but I have no intentions of defunding the police department. So please have a good week, have a good weekend, enjoy the weather, be safe, stay safe, and keep well. Thank you very much.